All right, welcome back to Madison, Alabama. For those watching around the world, if you can hear everybody talking in the backgrounds because they're very excited to be here today to learn about math. Yeah, so excited. You're so excited you're just not talking about it. Okay, so if you hadn't done so, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Now, so because my handwriting is atrocious, okay, what we've done to try to help out on some of this vocabulary, and y'all should know some of this because we talked about the x intercepts yesterday, but x intercepts, we also called them what yesterday? Does anybody remember? Some of y'all have this number in your grade book a lot. Zeros, very good. Okay, there's also another name for them called roots. Now, the reason why there's so many different names for the same thing is because, think about it, if you get something like they had to, like, somebody had to come and bring a scroll, and that's how you found out about something, and it may be like 6 months between the next news thing. Yes, it did happen in Mulan. Okay, so x intercept, that's where it crosses or touches the y axis. Now, if we look right here, okay, we're not going to say the point because these are kind of hard to do, but these would be our x intercepts. Okay, it's color coded. Okay, now the y intercept. The y intercept where it crosses or touches the y axis. So that is this one. This one is actually 0, 3. We can label this. I just don't want, look, if we were to label this, this would be like negative 4.25, 0, and 5.25, 0. Okay, that's, I don't really like trying to graph decimals. It's not one of my favorite things. Okay, so, huh? All right. Now, the max. The max of a function. Come on. Why can't? There we go. That's more better. All right. The max of the function is the highest point, and that would be this right here. And this is actually at negative 2, 5. Okay. Now, when we're saying the highest point, we're saying like vertically. Okay. I've had people say, why don't we go to the highest point horizontally? And the reason why they were one of those flat earth people, that's why they said that. Yeah. Remember, flat earthers around the globe are gathering up. Think about what I said and then get it. Flat earthers around the globe. Yeah. All right. Minimum. This is the lowest. Oh my gosh. Point of a function. And this happens right here. This actually happens right here at negative 6, negative 4. Okay. So now, some of this you probably already knew. Some of this you probably didn't know or hadn't remembered or whatever. Okay. But it's a good review. And this is why you're actually going to see things like this. Now, if you know you're not going like a super math route, okay, you may actually end up seeing something like this somewhere else. Okay. Um, but it's a good thing to know. All right. Increasing. Now, increasing is a unique thing. Okay. As we look at it from left to right, from left to right, that our y value is increasing. That means, and we actually label it from the x's. So it increases from -6 to -2. That's this part right here. And it's those x values where it increases. Okay. So it's going. Okay. And you got to make that noise too. So everybody do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nobody. Oh, man. Yeah, some of y'all did it like this. Look, I'm trying to make math fun. This is boring. Math is a 4-letter word. Okay. Are you trying to think about why that's funny? 4-letter words. Some 4-letter words are bad. Okay. All right. Now, decreasing. This is where it's going down. So it actually decreases. We're going to say so it decreases here. So like from -2 to 2, and then also here from 5 to 6. All right. Now, I will tell you this. Okay. The increasing and decreasing is usually the most difficult for students to describe and to understand. They understand that it's going up. They don't understand how to describe that it's only through the x values. They try to put like coordinate points. So what I'm trying to say is if I ever ask for increasing or decreasing, there's a highly likely chance that you're going to mess up. Okay. But if you get a choice to only do so many, I would stay away from increasing and decreasing. Max, min, those are easy. X-intercept, y-intercept, those are easy. Okay. Increasing, decreasing, that's about as easy as trying to get water from a concrete block. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. And whoop, 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 whoop. All right. Now, is the graph increasing from -2 to 0? So here's -2. Sorry, increasing or decreasing. Is this graph going up or down right here between this point and this point? Look at the graph. What? You're hearing voices. Sometimes they have good ideas. Sometimes they tell you really where to put the body. But we're actually wanting to know if this is increasing or decreasing right here. As we look at this graph from left to right, yep, this actually is decreasing. Okay, that's all you would have to do. Like if I ask you a increasing or decreasing, it's going to be like a yes, no, true, false type thing. Okay, because all the other stuff is. All right, is the graph increasing or decreasing from 2 to 3? So here's 2, here's 3. Is this going up? Yes, so it's increasing. Okay. All right. I don't know. On the test, like -6. We talk about it a lot. I don't like to test on it because it's one of those things that some people will do it, some people will do it right. But if I make it mandatory for everybody, it's going to sink everybody because not everybody can get that. Usually, the question like this on the test, I give you a graph and ask you to label at least or state at least three things like x-intercepts, y-intercepts, max or min. Okay, that's usually what I look for. I don't look for increasing or decreasing. All right, our x-intercepts. Yep. So we have a -1, 0. This is kind of like our zeros yesterday. And then I think the caffeine's kicking in. I can almost smell colors. All right. Our y-intercept. It crosses the y-axis right here. Now the y-intercept point is a little bit different because the 0 comes first here. And it's negative. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. This says to evaluate f of 1. So I go to where x is 1. This is right here. Do I need to go up or down? Down. All right. It touches the graph right here. So what is this y value? Yeah, if we go across, this is -2. This will tell us. Now, this is where stuff gets really fun. Our maximum. Okay. What is the highest point of this graph? All right. Some of y'all are going to think this is a trick question, but we got to kind of pay attention to, yeah. Sorry. What do these arrows mean right here? Who said that? Thank you. Yes, it's kind of like, y'all remember the SpongeBob episode where him and Squidward are striking and like we're going to get to be together forever, forever. This goes on forever, but it goes on for positive infinity. Now, you can write the infinity sign. You can spell infinity. You can take your paper, turn it sideways, write a 8, and then turn it back so it looks like an infinity sign. That's okay. Okay. Some people are going to go, believe it or not, if somebody was to actually put forever on the test, I would probably count it because that's how I taught y'all. Okay. Now, other people will be like, Mr. Jeffries, you should not be teaching students like that. I'm like, well, I don't care. All right. So, our minimum. This is the lowest point, which is right here. This is 1/2. And then this is, all right. Again, bad graph. 0.5, -2.25. All right. It's just the lowest point on the graph. Okay. Yeah, I know. I probably should have looked at some of these graphs to actually have more clear ones, but sometimes I like things to be a little tricky. Entrada, por favor. You have to come on this side. Yeah, you have to come on this side. We have a special guest. Come in. What's your name? Hey, Aiden, look right here. Wave to the camera. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you're on YouTube Live. Thank you. All right, bye. Oh, this kid's not here. He's hardly ever here. Okay. I'm not going to say. All right. Well, that was Aiden. He was our special guest today. All right. So, all right. So, axis of symmetry. Okay, it's an imaginary line that cuts the graph in half. It's got to cut it like perfectly, not like when you're trying to like break a cookie with your friend or something and it accidentally your size has more than theirs. No, it's like perfectly symmetrical. Okay, perfectly symmetrical. Okay, now what's really funny about this is when we draw an axis of symmetry, we do it with a dotted line. Okay, now we kn- I think we can all agree that Mr. Jeffries is not very good at drawing, right? Okay, that's out of the way. But this is what I'm going to do. Imagine it's going to be right here. This is the point. It's always through this min. So like if I draw this line just straight right here, I can always take my eraser and just, well, crap. No, I can't. Okay, so hey, y'all look at me and shake. Listen, one of these days, y'all are going to be just like me and laugh at your own jokes. Yeah. All right, it's just a dotted line. Okay. Again, not super gross. No, not goodness. So, yeah. So that's what's it is. It's just there. We're actually going to dig more into the axis of symmetry in like when we start doing quadratics. This is actually a quadratic graph. It's a parabola, or some of y'all like to say a parabola. You know, tomato, tomato. All right. So let's look at this one. Oh my. All right, you got to come on this side. All right, all right. So that's all right. So I got a question for you. Don't run away. All right. So what do you call an Italian car after a hailstorm? Al dente. All right, go do math. Okay, so that's on the show for the 125 subscribers. You should be a reoccurring person. Mm. All right, where's the graph increasing? All right, this is a weird graph. Okay, it's a unique graph. That's right, because words hurt. All right, so it's increasing between like you could actually do this like between -2 and -1, or if you wanted to write it like this, um, you could. I would actually ask, is it increasing at all? It does it have a place where it's increasing? Yes or no? Okay, it's a lot easier than that. All right, our y-intercept. Where is our y-intercept? Yeah, so it's 0, -3. Okay. By the way, the ones I'm going to put stars by, these are the ones that I really expect you to be able to do. Okay. All right. X-intercept. Where does it cross the x-axis? Yeah. Yeah. None. We will actually, when we talk about parabolas and stuff, we will get into that about what it means when it doesn't touch the x-axis. Okay. All right. G of -2. So I go to -2, which is here. I go up to the graph because that's where the graph is. It's above. And that y value is 1. Yeah. All right. Our maximum. What is the highest point of this graph? Yeah, infinity. You can draw two little circles like that too. You don't have to like make it all connected. I think I know why you're laughing, and that's okay. Our minimum, where's the lowest point on this graph? And my minimum of my lowest point would be teaching. It would. Okay, so it would be negative infinity. Yeah, I know what they're laughing at too. I think it's funny for once. It's the females that are finding this funny and not the males. All right. Yeah, you could say negative forever. All right. So, is there an axis of symmetry? Can we draw, or is there an imaginary line? Can we draw an imaginary line that cuts this in half equally? No. No. Okay. It it might be getting a little chilly. We will adjust as we have to be very careful. Remember, the thermostat has two settings: the Antarctic and the fires of Mordor. So we had to barely adjust it just a little bit. So I will, if you wouldn't mind, barely do it up. Okay. Because if not, if we do it all the way up, we're going to feel like we're in a crock pot. I don't want to feel like I'm in a crock pot either. That's what I said, crock pot. Tupper. Yeah. Okay. Shh. Okay. All right. Spelling lesson later. All right. Is the graph increasing between 2 and 4? Well, here's 2. Here's 4. Is this increasing? No. No. All right. X intercept. We have X intercepts this time. They're right here and right here. That is not labeling them, by the way. You actually have to state the numbers. So -1, 0, and 3, 0. All right. Y intercept. No, there's only one of them. Why do y'all keep saying two? Oh, y'all are trying to. Oh, this is 0, 2. That's why I got confused. Remember, Mr. Jeffries is very literal. Literally. All right. Find K of -1. So we go to -1. What's that Y value? 0. Okay. Yeah, we got that one. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. Our maximum. What is the highest point on this graph? 1, 4. Okay. Now, somebody just said 4. If you did that, you would actually have to say this: Y equals 4. Because that's, remember, that our maximum or minimum is by the Y value. Okay. And what would be our minimum? Negative forever, negative infinity. Okay. Is there an axis of symmetry? Is there, can we actually draw this and cut it in half? Yeah, we can. And it would be right here. And yes, only me with technology can actually try to draw a straight line and then mess it up at the end. All right. Now, all of these I think are easy things that I would ask on a test. Like the increasing, is it going up between those 2 points? Yes or no? That's an easy thing. Instead of labeling where it's at. Okay. Now, I'm not going to ask you to draw an axis of symmetry right now. I need you to draw an invisible line. Done. Okay. I mean, some of y'all did. Some of y'all have done your homework invisibly before, hadn't you? That's a joke because it means nobody can see it. Okay. So let's look at this one. This is your turn. We're going to do it together because I actually have a sheet for y'all to do later. All right. Where is the graph decreasing? If this was me, if I was a 10th grade student, I would say this everywhere. Because it is the whole thing. It's going down, down in the earlier round, and sugar, we're going down swinging. Okay. But if you were to write this with math, you would actually write it like this. You would say negative infinity to positive infinity. If you say everywhere, everywhere is fine. Oh, you're mad I didn't do the circles? I wonder why. Chuckles. All right. All right. Y-intercept. What is the Y-intercept? Okay. For the three people that's paid attention in class and not going off subject. Okay. All right. Where does D? So this is like D of X. Okay. So D of 4. So here's 4. Where do we have to go to find the graph? Do we go up or down? Down. All right. All right. So that y value is -4. All right. What is our maximum? What is our highest point? Infinity. Okay. What is our lowest point? Negative infinity. All right. Believe it or not, that's our lesson. Okay. I know y'all are super, Miss Julia is just all thrilled over here. Yeah. Miss Julia has senioritis like in August. That's why she hasn't made a special appearance here lately. She's been, I've been trying to be nice. Yeah, she doesn't have her special drink today, so she's not on the chipper chipper. Speaking of special drinks, I would like to introduce the Manly Stanley. The Manly Stanley is for those. Listen, I don't know if y'all have this issue at your school. I cannot go down the hallway without being attacked by somebody with a Stanley Cup. Okay, I have bruises on my elbows on my hands from people hitting me. So I'm going to one up them. This Manly, look, this is this. I can knock somebody out with this. This is going to be awesome. Okay, so this is my Manly Stanley Cup, and this is what I'm going to be using. I think it holds. Let's see. No, it doesn't have coffee in it. If I had coffee in it, I would be able to see sounds right now. Okay, I can already smell colors drinking out of my other cup. Okay, so put Red Bull in a Stanley Cup. Do we want my heart to explode? Okay, look, The doctors told me last year that apparently I had high blood pressure, and I said, "Well, what is it?" They're like, "It's 180 over 110." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds okay." They're like, "No, that's stroke level." And I was like, "Oh, oops." So, I had to change some things. Huh? You become a teacher. As soon as they give you your teaching certificate, just automatically you get high blood pressure. It's just a thing. Okay, so all right, if you haven't done so, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Good stuff, good things, and roll tide.